Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning in for another episode. Today we're going to talk about the baits that cause bass thumb. These are baits that are just absolute fish catching machines. You catch little ones, you catch big ones, you catch fish of all different species. These are ones that I just feel like probably are the best fish catching baits that we have today. They're all going to be plastic based because personally, I think you generate more bites with a plastic bait than you do hard baits. Now, having said that, I think your hard baits generate a better than average size fish. So there's a trade-off there. But I think if you're looking to catch fish, these are the baits that are going to do it. In a lot of instances, they've caused some of me the worst case of bass thumb that I've ever had. So from that standpoint, we're just going to dive right into this. I think they're great baits. I'll give you a quick rundown as to where and how I like to use them. But generally speaking, there's almost no wrong way to use these baits, and you can fish them on so many different techniques. So we're going to jump right into these. I do want to remind you before I do share them with you though, that I do have a members only channel as well. So if you go to my YouTube homepage, click the join button, you can find out all you need to find out about that if you want more content from me. We do additional monthly videos. We have a monthly live stream. You can have direct access to me. So that's if that's something you want, check that out. I'll also put links for all of these into the video description so that if you want to support the channel and make a purchase of tackle at Tackle Warehouse, you can use that link to support the channel. A little bit of that sale comes back to the channel and it goes right back to making content to hopefully help everyone catch a few extra fish. All right, so we're going to jump right into this in no particular order at all. I've just got them laid out here, so I'm going to grab the first one. It is this guy right here. So this is a Kitech Fat Impact, Swing Impact. Sorry, I can't speak today. This is just a small swim bait. So this specifically is the 3.3 size. I think your 2.8, 3.3, 3.8 size of these swim baits are absolutely deadly. They are just such an easy bait to fish, and they generate so many strikes, again, from lots of different types of game fish, lots of panfish, and you can fish them in a lot of different ways. You know, obviously you can put a traditional jig head in it, like the Core Tackle Tush, and from that standpoint, fish it basically as you would a normal boot tail swim bait. But don't forget about fishing them on a drop shot. Don't forget about fishing them on a wobble head. And they work really well as trailers too. So whether you want to fish on a swim jig or maybe a spinnerbait trailer, you can use them as trailers. But these are some of my absolute go-tos. All of these baits, when I've got young people in the boat, or I've got beginners in the boat, or I'm fishing a tournament at the national level, these are all baits I'm going to use because they're easy to use and they generate a lot of strikes. And the Kitech Swing Impact Fat, definitely a good one right there. Any of your natural colors are going to be a go-to. The next one that I've got is the Finesse TRD by Z-Man. So this is one of those elastic, but this is their Ned bait. This little guy just, again, generates a ton of strikes, and you can fish it on a lot of different techniques. Obviously, you can put your traditional Ned head in there and fish it just basically as a really small shaky head. But don't forget about fishing it on a drop shot. You can fish them in a wacky style manner. You can fish them on a hover rig. You can fish them again as a jig trailer. A lot of your top level smallmouth anglers are fishing small little finesse jigs with this as the trailer. There's just something special about it. You know, your Ned presentations are just generally one of the better things to generate a lot of strikes. So if you've got fish that are active, they're going to eat all these and a lot of other baits. If you've got fish that are inactive, this little Finesse TRD as well as these other baits are ones that will generate strikes from those inactive fish. And man, that thing, it's surprising for being such a small bait. It will generate some really, really big fish as well. Next up, I don't think this is a surprise to anybody. You gotta have, in my opinion, I think the Maxent, Berkley Maxent, the General, the 5-inch size is just an absolute go-to for wacky rigging. A lot of people would like, say, the Yum Dinger or the Yamamoto Senko. Just lots of really good versions of your soft stick baits out there. I personally am very, very fond of the Maxent that goes into it. This is the bait that I won the lacrosse event on 2 years ago on the Mississippi River. So I'm very, very fond of this bait. That's all I can say. But again, it's not just a wacky rig bait. You can Texas rig them, you can wacky rig them, you can put them on a jig head, you can drop shot them. They're really versatile. They look, again, similar to the little turds. They look like do nothing baits, but the bait does it on its own. It has that shimmy that just generates a lot of strikes. And honestly, I feel like in today's world, a lot of times your do nothing baits seem to be producing better. And you got to have something like that general. Just an absolute killer bait. There's been so many big tournaments, national level tournaments that have been won on that bait since it came out probably, I'm going to say 5 years ago. I don't know. It's probably in that 5 to 7 year range, but that's an absolute dynamite one. Another one that causes bass thumb is the Roboorm. This is just their straight tail. I personally like the 6-inch size the best. Morning dawn colors, your pink colors are the ones that I seem to tend to go to the most, but a lot of your natural greens work really well. Now this is known as a drop shot worm. It's probably the fan favorite at the for a drop shot, and that's because it just catches fish. But don't be afraid to NACO rig this. Don't be afraid to wacky rig it. Don't be afraid to fish it just on a small jig head so you can fish it like a jig worm. It has a ton of really natural movement. The colors are amazing on it. The salt content level is perfect. It's just one that catches them. I don't know exactly why, but it catches them. The only negative is you'll go through a pile of them. You know, they're very small, soft worms, but they do just catch a pile of fish. And then the last one, man, this is one that I talk about on the channel all the time and has caused me severe cases of the bass thumb, and that is the Pit Boss, the Berkley Power Bait Pit Boss. I like the 4-inch and the 3-inch size. Color just depends on the watercolor that I'm fishing for the most part, but generally your green pumpkins or your black and blues. I do like June bug quite a bit. Again, you can fish it in so many different manners. You can fish it on a Texas rig, you can fish it on an Ozark rig, you can fish it on a wobble head, you can fish it as a trailer. And when you do as a trailer, you have both the horizontal plane to keep your, say, a swim jig higher up in the water column. You can turn it so that it's perpendicular, the tails, to help you get a little bit more depth, a little bit more motion out of it. Just a very, very versatile bait that catches them. Man, there are a lot of pro anglers that this is the bait they go to when they have some form of flipping or Texas rig bait on. And the 3-inch size is kind of a sleeper. A lot of guys don't realize how good that little 3-inch size is. And it just generates a ton of bites, but I absolutely love this guy as well. So those 5 baits have caused me more thumb pain than probably any other baits out there, and it's because they flat out catch them. So let me know in the comment section, what is the bait that has caused you the worst case of bass thumb? I'd like to hear from you. I'm sure other anglers would as well. If you enjoyed today's video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Stay tuned, new video coming out tomorrow.